much. Toda rabba. Thank you, everybody. Fabulous conference. Kol hakavod. The Middle East Summit is a special thing, and I want to thank Tal, and I want to thank Israel 365. Before we go on, I want to just give a piece of advice to Abby, who spoke just now from Taiwan. I think, Abby, that there's a really easy way to make peace between Taiwan and China. Just split Taiwan in half and give half to China, and there'll be peace.
Two-state solution.
The two-state solution. It will be fine. Trust me, it works, okay? Obviously, when we say that, we see how ridiculous the idea of splitting tiny Taiwan and giving it away to China. So too, splitting up the land of Israel and giving it to the jihad is silly and will not work and has not worked. Taiwan also faces a lot of challenges from China, not just physical, which they're training for all the time. The other thing that Taiwan faces, which Israel faces now, is an influence war, a PR war. And Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke about this on CNN just 2 nights ago when he was on Inside Politics on CNN, spoke for 17 minutes. And he said one of the biggest threats that Israel has today is TikTok. TikTok, that Chinese-owned social media, is sending about 1,000 to 1 anti-Israel messages as compared to pro-Israel messages. We are losing the information war because massive forces are arrayed against us. Qatar, China, Russia, Iran. How do we fight such a massive onslaught against formidable enemies who are not wasting their time with democracy and taking all of their resources to fight Israel, not necessarily just because of anti-Semitism, because they also want to break the U.S.-Israel relationship. Okay, so let me turn to 2 masters that are here today, Rabbi Willicke and Hillel Fuld, people who I follow, and you follow as well, who are doing an amazing job out there fighting for Israel's voice, but are drowned out sometimes, not just by so much hate, but by algorithms that suppress us. All right, let's start with Hillel Fuld. Hillel, how do we fight such a massive onslaught against our good name, the good name of Israel?
All right, I'm going to tell you something top secret right now that nobody knows. Look how quiet it got. Yeah, there's nothing top secret. I just want to get everyone to be quiet. All right, so the truth is, we talked about this before. There's a very big misconception. People think we're losing the information war because they outnumber us. That's not the reason. The reason that we're losing the information war is because our enemies are masters of narratives, masters of storytelling. Now, their stories and their narratives are all lies, but the reality is that anybody, whether you're 3 years old or 93 years old, you can understand you are oppressing us, free Palestine. Easy narrative.
You're what?
You are oppressing us,
right?
Free Palestine.
That's it. You're oppressing us, free Palestine.
Easy, right? What's our narrative? Go look at 20 Israel advocates and count how many stories they're telling. 35. We don't have a narrative. Well, we do. We have an amazing story. We just don't tell it. So I think, much like, by the way, the tech world, my previous life, we're very bad at storytelling. We're very bad at marketing. And it's time that we got the brightest minds in this country into a room. And again, do what you do when you market a company. Who's your target audience? What's your narrative? What's the vehicle by which we're going to get the narrative out there and attack them with their own ammunition? These guys have media kits. They have PDFs. They have, all eyes on Rafa. That didn't just come to be.
But are you saying that size doesn't matter? The giant onslaught is not affecting us? It's just because of our bad storytelling?
I don't think it's a numbers thing at all. I just think they're very good at what they do. And again, media kits, PDFs, Zoom calls, and we're just firing in all directions. And that's the problem.
Okay, Rabbi Pesach Willicke is on the front lines, especially within the conservative right-wing camp in the United States. He's on conservative talk shows and has really been kind of the voice of Israel in that direction. I hear reports that we're losing young Christians, losing the Republican Party. Is that true? Is that what you sense?
It's true that among younger politically conservative Americans, among younger Christians, there has been a swing away from support for Israel. However, I'm going to give you 2 bright spots to look at. One is an experience that I had. Every year, I attend the largest gathering of politically conservative activists in America. It's called America Fest. It's hosted by Turning Point USA. It is a massive gathering, a convention the size of which you could never imagine in Israel. This past year, there were 40,000 people there attending a convention. 40,000 people. And I expected to go in there, and it's mostly young people. The Turning Point is a student organization mainly, so well over half of the people there were young. And I expected to go in there and be going into a hostile environment, especially because at some Turning Point events in the months before it takes place every December. So this was December 2025. And Tucker Carlson has been a speaker at a lot of Turning Point events, and a lot of people know that from media because Charlie Kirk was adamant about platforming every voice, even voices he disagreed with. And I had a very close relationship with Charlie. It was something I didn't necessarily agree with him, but he would have these anti-Israel voices there. And I expected to go into an environment that was hostile based on everything I'd heard. And I spent the 4 days at the convention, and it was anything but hostile. But let me prove it to you. They poll the attendees at the Turning Point convention every year because it's tens of thousands of people, and they do polling throughout the event. According to the polling of Turning Point participants, 33%, when asked where Israel is as an ally of America, 33% that Israel said that Israel is America's number one ally. 53% said that Israel is an ally, and only 13% said that Israel is not an ally, meaning the population there was overwhelmingly favorable to Israel. There was a disconnect between a lot of the anti-Israel speakers and the population who was there. There were also pro-Israel speakers who you didn't hear about in media because that doesn't get clicks. We all get excited when someone says something anti-Israel. The population was much more pro-Israel. The other data point I want to share with you is look around the world. Let's expand our view beyond the United States of America. The Orban supporters in Hungary, the Vox supporters in Spain, the Farage and Tommy Robinson supporters in England, the Wilders supporters in the Netherlands, the Bolsonaro supporters in Brazil, and the 11 or 12 heads of state in Central and South America, most who have been elected in the last 2 to 3 years, who are all pro-Israel and ran on pro-Israel tickets, including a few elections that have happened in the last month. All around the world, politically conservative young Christians are lockstep pro-Israel. There is a problem in America. It has a lot to do with issues that have to do with internal American politics, and I believe that social media reality and actual reality on the ground are not the same. I'm not saying that everything is fine, but I'm saying the problem is a lot less serious than we think it is.
Okay, thank you very much, Pesach. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm not sure I'm so, totally confident about that. But thank you for giving us a little bit of heart. We don't have so much time, Hillel. So I want to ask you, there's many points which we can strengthen or get rid of the way we do PR. Concentrate on one for me. Give me one messaging that either we should get rid of or that we should add on to do a better job for promoting Israel.
We need to get off of defense, period. We are not committing genocide. All you hear is genocide. When I say we are not committing genocide, you don't hear the we are not. All you hear is genocide. Enough with that already. So I'll tell you something that I heard in the beginning of the war that I think is the whole thing. So every single Jew in the world and every single Christian in the world knows a certain verse in Genesis. Those who bless the Jewish people will be blessed. Those who curse the Jewish people will be cursed. Everyone knows that verse. By the way, parentheses, if you look at the top 10 most valuable companies in the world, 9 out of 10 of them are hyper-Zionists. Just saying. But anyway.
Like
NVIDIA's tripled their presence in Israel. They're the most valuable company in the world. And Google and Apple and Microsoft and Amazon, all of them.
That's a great point.
Yeah. But the interesting thing that I heard is that if you look at that pasuk, we've all read this. I don't know how many of you paid attention to this. I didn't. It's a strange thing grammatically. Bracha. Umikalel, I should say, akalel.
It says or.
Yeah, what is that, right? The Torah, or means I will curse, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Why does the Torah switch language? So Rabbi Ephraim Goldberg said, beautiful thing. The word aor has another word in it, or. The right way to read that pasuk is, those who bless the Jewish people will be blessed. Those who curse the Jewish people, they will see our or. They will see our light. they will see our unity and our delegations and our friends around the world and our support. They'll see the incredible light of the Jewish people. And the darker they get, the brighter we get. Now, that sounds very nice as an abstract concept, but it's not abstract because you want to look at any metric. I mean, for me, you look at the innovation world in Israel. It makes no sense. Let's just say we're a country smaller than New Jersey and the worst neighborhood on earth. We dominate every sector of technology across the board with no exceptions. And we're just growing. And we talked about this earlier. This is a biblical concept, right? In Mitzrayim, it literally says that the more the Egyptians persecuted the Israelites, the more the Israelites flourished, which is the most counterintuitive thing in the world. But now you look at during the war, we broke M&A, mergers and acquisitions. We broke large strategic rounds financing. Google made its biggest acquisition in its history, an Israeli company. Apple acquired the same guy, the same entrepreneur for a second time during the war. We're breaking records. They're attacking us. Half our country's in reserves, and we're breaking records. So the bottom line is we're living in literal, as far as I'm concerned, biblical times. We're seeing incredible things. We need to stop apologizing. We need to stop playing defense. We need to get up and say, you don't like us? Whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, we've enhanced your life. You don't like it? Put down your phone, put down your computer, and go use a pigeon.
Amen. Come on, everybody. Let's hear a round of applause for that. Wonderful. I'll give you the mic in a second. I want to say that those are great points, and it isn't a miracle. We are living in miracles. For myself, and also a partner of mine here in the audience is Yair Dan, and together for the last 4 years, we've been pushing the biblical highway, changing the name of Route 60, which goes through the biblical heartland, from Beersheba, through Judea and Samaria, through Jerusalem, and now it's going to be called the Biblical Highway. It's like Route 66 in America. It's a marketed, branded highway, and Bezrat Hashem, we're going to keep pushing that because that's what the world wants to see from us as well. They want to see the Bible alive. Pesach Willicke, if you can give us your thoughts about what either Israel should stop doing or do more of in order to win the information war.
Well, I think we need to be more coordinated. We need to be more together. The left is very organized. Whenever there's a reason to attack Israel hits the headlines, we see all the same tweets, all the same slogans, all the same messaging. The left is very well coordinated and very well organized. And on our side, everyone's in their own silos. Everyone's competing with each other. And as Hillel said, everyone's got different stories to tell. And we need to get more organized, to have better communication between us, to have better rapid response. If you go looking for information about Israel, about a particular issue, you find websites that look like they were made in the 90s. We need to be more coordinated. We need to be quicker. And that is something that we should be able to do. With all of the resources and all of the tech and all of the innovation that we have in Israel, we got to be able to get this right.
Great point. Amazing point. But not an easy point, though. Coordination between Jews is not easy. Remember, our central book is the Talmud, a book of argumentation. It's not like we all get on the same page so easily. So maybe just very quickly, how do we overcome that? Also, we have a democracy. It changes every few years. We don't even have a date when it changes. It just kind of, whenever they willy-nilly decide. So we're not like as organized as that. So what do you want us to become all yeckish? Like, how are we going to get all behind one message? Give me just a quick thought on that.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but one of them would be if the government would allocate resources better, and the government could pull us together, because if they corralled all the influencers and all the people who are doing the messaging, and Prime Minister Netanyahu loves to say that this is the eighth front of the war, and I appreciate that, and I have so much respect for the Prime Minister, but the state of Israel should invest in this war the way they invest in the other fronts, and they don't do that.
Very good. We have about 2 minutes left. So very quickly, Hillel, one of the things that I've noticed is that our beloved Israel doesn't always think big. When Israeli companies get big, they exit, they sell. How do we change the mindset to wanting to be big? Look at the South Lebanon, our north. There's Christian communities who are like, please take us in. We're like, no. They're like, give us independence, defend us. No. The Druze, the Kurds. How do we get into a mindset of bigness to make Israel that bigger power that it's obviously trying to be born into?
So I'm going to share something with you that now, no joke. I guarantee you, if you listen to this, you're going to get chills in your whole body. I'm not kidding around with you. You ready for this? It's going to blow your mind. The very first thing that we know about our nation, before we were even Jews, we were Israelites standing at Har Sinai. What does it say? Vayichan sham Yisrael neged har. We were camped out at the bottom of the mountain, and everybody knows it because it says Vayichan not vayachnud. Millions of people. The Torah should have said they were camped out. Famously, Rashi says, Ki'ish echad b'lev echad. They were unified, meaning unity is the first thing we know about our nation. Our strength is in our unity. You ready for this? Listen to this. If you think about an event that took place over the last 2 years after October 7th that unified the entire nation, that day, there was no politics, there was no division, pure love and unity. Now, unfortunately, we were mourning together, but there was unity. And that is the day that the Bibas family came back. There was no politics that day. You ready for this? What are the names of the Bibas family? Kfir, Ariel, Yarden, Shiri. I'll do that again. Kfir, Kaf, Ariel, Aleph, Yarden, Yud, Shiri, Shin, Ki'ish. Right?
Wow.
They made us again, Ki'ish echad.
Ki'ish echad.
We need to not wait for tragedy to unify us. Enough already. We're an incredible nation. We need to stand up. You know, when I talk about why anti-Semitism exists, I say it's because we're the source of morality in the world. We brought, the Bible is, how does the world know it's immoral to murder? It wasn't in ancient times. The Bible. And we're like afraid to say that. And when I write posts about that, you know, the haters, oh, you're the source of morality, you're committing genocide. Okay, fine. You know what? I think it's time, I keep saying it, I sound like a bro, we need to stop apologizing. Look what we've done for this world, whether it's the Nobel Prizes or first on scene with a natural disaster in Venezuela or any other metric you want to look at, whether it's technology, whether it's private sector, public, however you want to look at it. We are an incredible, incredible nation. Enough apologizing. Stand up together and say, we are incredible. And if you don't like it, get out of my face. I don't care what you think.
Very good. Amen. Yeah, that's right. Deserves a round.
Clap it up for Am Yisrael.
We are out of time. Before I let go of the mic, I just want to say thank you also people here in the audience that are not Jewish, including our brothers and sisters from Hayovel, the Israel guys, who are doing an amazing job defending us and reaching out and also helping us beautify the land of Israel. Am Yisrael is indeed alive. We are fighting hard out there. And I think that just within a few years, when all of our enemies will fall even more, they'll see this Migdal Or, this lighthouse, this tower of light that's emanating from Israel and, of course, from Yerushalayim. Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rabbi
Thank you.
Pesach Woliki. And thank you, Hillel Fol. Toda Rabba.